Happy evening mga classmates. Now we're going to talk about one of the international governmental organization, which is the International Committee of Red Cross. So what we'll discuss? Okay, first is history of ICRC, goals and objectives of ICRC, purpose of ICRC, problems encountered, and the members countries. Okay, this is the brief histories, mga classmates. The International Committee of Red Cross was formed in response to the experience of its founder, John Henry Donant, at the Battle of Solferino in 1859. Donant witnessed thousands of wounded soldiers left to die for lack of adequate medical services. Soliciting help from neighboring civilians, Donant organized care for the soldiers. In 1862, he published an account of the situation at Solferino. By 1863, he had garnered so much support that the Geneva Society for Public Welfare helped found the International Committee for the Relief of the Wounded. In 1875, this organization became the International Committee of Red Cross. An eyewitness of the Battle of Solferino, June 24, 1859, which resulted in nearly 40,000 casualties, Donant organized emergency aid services for the Austrian and French wounded. In UN Souvenir de Solferino, 1862, a memory of Solferino, he proposed the formation in all countries of voluntary relief societies for the prevention and alleviation of suffering in war and peacetime, without distinction of race or creed. He also proposed an international agreement covering the war wounded. In 1863, he founded the International Committee for the Relief of the Wounded, now International Committee of the Red Cross. And the following year, the first national societies and the first Geneva Convention came into being. Okay mga classmates, this is John Henry Dunant, founder of ICRC, May 8, 1828 to October 30, 1910. Okay, he wrote a book, UN Souvenir, that steered the conscience of the world, and he campaigned widely for the establishment of a voluntary society which would render aid to those in war without distinction of nationality. So this is his book, mga classmates. Okay, background. It is the biggest relief organization in the world with 200 million members and 10,000 employees. World Red Cross Day is celebrated on May 8th of every year, so May 8th. Thus, Red Cross is an independent organization concerned with offering humanitarian assistance in wartime and peacetime disastrous situation. Okay, goals of International Committee of Red Cross: to help promote and develop the activities of the Red Cross, Red Crescent, and international humanitarian law. Next is to recognize the merits of individuals who have made contribution to its work. Next, to provide support to staff in difficulties because of their work in crisis. Next, non-political, non-official organization devoted to the service of mankind in peace and war. Another goals: to relieve the sick and wounded in the armies without distinction of nationality. Next role, humanitarian service on behalf of the victims of war and natural disasters, to provide first aid and nursing, health education, maternity, and child welfare services. Okay, they have mission also. The International Committee of the Red Cross is an impartial, neutral, and independent organization whose exclusively humanitarian mission is to protect the lives and dignity of victims of armed conflict and other situations of violence, and to provide them with assistance. They have the vision also to be the foremost humanitarian organization ready to meet the challenges and capable of rapid delivery of humanitarian services to prevent and alleviate human suffering and uplift the dignity of the most vulnerable. They have problems encountered also. Okay, the first operational challenge faced by the ICRC is to obtain access to the people who are suffering because of armed violence, to better understand their needs, to bring a measure of reassurance and protection through its presence, and to take concrete action in their behalf. Another challenge faced by the ICRC is ensuring that it is better respected amid the fighting. Without compliance by the belligerents, the ICRC cannot achieve its goals. Last problem encountered, the ICRC's most important operational challenge is to ensure access to victims of armed conflict and other situations of violence. Direct access to those people is essential if we are to understand their situation and try to address their needs. So the location of ICRC is in Geneva, Switzerland. So based in Geneva, Switzerland, and employ over 21,000 people in more than 100 countries. You can see the map also here, and the member countries. We have Asia Pacific, Europe, Central Asia, Middle East, the Americas, so we have Philippines, of course, Ukraine, Mexico, Colombia, Nigeria. And now we proceed to the purpose of ICRC. So Red Cross offers relief and rehabilitation services not only to the wounded in war, but also later extended to the people affected in famine, earthquake, floods, and other natural or man-made calamities. Some examples of these activities are sa aso. Humanitarian activities. So, as you can see, humanitarian activities. Next is the disaster relief activities. Supply or relief material. Temporary shelter. Okay, the events that ICRC helped. So, the most recent international conflict that ICRC helped is volunteer of the Ukrainian Red Cross Society, providing food packages, drinking water, and essential items in Kherson Oblast. Since the escalation of the Ukraine conflict, the Global Red Cross Network has stood by and assisted people as they have faced the most heartbreaking of circumstances. Okay, you can see the current officials of International Committee of the Red Cross. We have Miss Mirjana Spolharik Egger. I don't know how to pronounce her name. So the office of the president is made up of the president, Miss Mirjana Spolharik, who succeeded Peter Maurer on October 1, 2022. Next is Gilles Carbonnier, the Vice President Gilles Carbonnier, who succeeded Christine Burley on April 1, 2018, elected to the ICRC Assembly in 2017 and ICRC's Vice President since April 2018. And Mauro Arrigoni, elected to the ICRC Assembly in 2012, member of the ICRC Audit Commission and of the Security Review Commission. We have Hugo Van Ziger. Okay, please help me to pronounce their name. Elected to the Assembly in 2012, Chairman of the Audit Commission. Remy Best, elected to the ICRC Assembly in 2020, member of the Audit Commission, member of the Recruitment and Remuneration Commission. Okay, achievements of ICRC. The ICRC was awarded the Nobel Prize of Peace in 1917 and 1944 and shared a third Nobel Prize for Peace with the League of Red Cross Societies, now International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, in 1963. In 1944, the ICRC received its second Nobel Peace Prize. In World War I, it received the only peace prize awarded during the main period of war, 1939 to 1945. After World War II, the Red Cross introduced the first nationwide civilian blood program that now supplies more than 40% of the blood and blood products in this country. So, we're about to end. We have conclusion and summary. I will just read this one. Non-political, non-official organization devoted to the service of mankind in peace and war. International Red Cross was founded by John Henry Dunant, a Swiss businessman. He founded the organization after being touched by the intense suffering and neglect of wounded soldiers of the Battle of Solferino, North Italy in 1859. And the International Committee of the Red Cross is a humanitarian institution based in Geneva, Switzerland, and a 3-time Nobel Prize. And World Red Cross Day is celebrated on May 8th of every year. And that's all. Thank you for listening, mga classmates. Hope may natutunan kayo about sa International Committee of Red Cross. Thank you.